Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another Instant Deck Tech. So today we're heading to Ixalan Standard for a deck that is not only crazy, but super ultra budget, 45 bucks in the paper world, 16 ticks on Magic Online. I'm calling this one Fleeting Sanity, a name that combines the card names of the two main combo pieces in the deck. This one comes to us from Kuwata Mashashi, who took it to a top 8 finish in a small Japanese tournament. So congrats to Kuwata on a really sweet, super budget-friendly deck. A quick reminder before we break down Fleeting Sanity for Ixalan Standard. If you enjoy this deck and you want to see it made into videos, take a minute, click the like button, the subscribe button, leave a comment, anything you can do to support your deck, because whichever deck is most popular gets a shot at being made into videos next week. So Fleeting Sanity, card number 1 in the name is Fraying Sanity, so you probably know what this one does. 3 mana enchantment basically doubles up mill. If a player gets milled, if the enchanted player gets milled, they mill that many cards again on their end step. So if you mill someone for 5, that's going to double up to 10. Also triggers on any card going in the graveyard, so your opponent cracks an Evolving Wilds, they're going to mill 1 on their end step. So Fraying Sanity, we've played it before in just kind of a mill shell, where you throw a mill spell at your opponent's face, double it up, hope that gets there. This deck, thanks to Ixalan, actually has a combo that can close out the game in one shot, and that is Fleet Swallower. So it's kind of like these two cards were just built to go together. Fleet Swallower, a bit expensive at 7 mana, you get a 6/6. Whenever it attacks, so it doesn't even have to deal damage, it just needs to attack, target player mills half of their library rounded up. So you probably see where this is going. Fleet Swallower mills 1/2 of your opponent's library, then Fraying Sanity mills half number 2 of your opponent's library, which means when your opponent untaps the next turn, 0 cards in their library. You just win the game on the spot to your opponent drawing on an empty library. So that's the main plan of the deck, is Fraying Sanity to get in just one attack with Fleet Swallower, and that wins us the game. I win the game combo. It's a lot of mana. It's a little slow since Fleet Swallower has to be cast and then wait to the next turn, so it's not summoning sick to attack, but it is a really effective way to win the game with just 2 cards. The rest of the deck, since we're playing Fraying Sanity, we might as well play a bunch more mill cards. So we have Seer of Last Tomorrows, 3 mana, 1/4. You can pay 1, tap it, discard a card, mill 3, which of course doubles up to 6. Compelling Argument can cycle away if it's bad, but mills 5, doubles up to 10 with a Fraying Sanity out. If we have 2 Fraying Sanities out, things get really crazy because it doubles and then doubles off the first Fraying Sanity. So it's really easy to win if you ever draw 2 Fraying Sanities. Winds of Rebuke gives us a little bit of removal, bouncing something while also milling a couple cards, and then Ipnu Rivulet lets us attack our opponent's library mill style from our mana base, sacrificing itself or another desert to mill 4, doubling up to 8. So if we don't have our Fleet Swallower combo set up, we can always just naturally mill our opponent out little by little with all these mill cards. We also have Opt and Hieroglyphic Illumination just to kind of set things up, cycle through our deck, find our combo pieces, find our Fleet Swallower, find our Fraying Sanity. The rest of the deck is overloaded with counter spells, so we're kind of like mono blue control mill with our infinite combo win plan of Fleet Swallower and Fraying Sanity. Essence Extraction for creatures, negate for non-creatures, disallow just kind of does it all for 3 mana, can even stop like a Planeswalker ultimate or something. And then Countervailing Winds takes advantage of the fact that we're putting a lot of cards in our graveyard. We're casting mill spells, we're casting ops, we can even mill ourselves if we need to, and then it becomes like a super cancel that can also cycle away. So that's our counterspell suite. The last card in our main deck, Cryptic Serpent, kind of a backup win condition. I expect it's more of a blocker than anything, just giving us a huge blocker that comes down cheap so we don't just immediately get run over by our opponent's creatures. Mana base, we talked about the Rivulet being one of our big mill cards. Otherwise, 18 islands. The sideboard, oh my goodness, this plan. So if our opponent brings out their removal, our plan is to bring in Slither Blade, the good old 1/2 for 1 that can't be blocked, along with Navigator's Ruin, 3-mana enchantment that has raid, so as long as we attacked with a creature, we mill an opponent for 4, so that means we just Slither Blade attack over and over and over again. Every turn we're milling 4, doubling up to 8 with our Fraying Sanity, so if our opponent takes out their Fatal Pushes and their other cheap removal, which is very possible considering we don't have many little creatures in our main deck, then we can just bling in Slither Blade and Navigator's Ruin and jank our opponent out of the game with mill that way. Otherwise, we get a bunch more card draw. Shielded Ether Thief can come in against aggro, do some blocking, eventually draws us cards with the energy it generates, more ops, more illuminations, and then another Fleet Swallower, and that is Fraying Sanity for standard. And that's our instant deck tech for today. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.